And we are live. What's up, beasties? It's me, it's Triple B, your friendly neighborhood bearded book beast. Welcome back to the channel and welcome back to another episode of Beast Friends Forever. Woo! I am pumped for tonight's show. I've got an awesome guest. He is the author of this beautiful book right here behind me. And he's just an awesome guy. His debut book. I'm so excited for him. So excited to have him on the show. You guys are going to love him. Let me bring him up now. My guest. Let's see if I say the last name right. I should have asked before I did this. Kent Priore.
Hey, Chris. Thanks for having me. And yes, you got it right.
Yes. I usually don't, so that makes me feel good.
You know, you should feel that is impressive. Most people don't get it right.
Well, it helped that you sent me the book so that I could do put it in the book haul, because then I went to say it in that and I'm like, am I right? So I looked it up and I'm like, that's how it says to pronounce it. We'll see if I'm right. But that's good. I'm glad I'm right. It sounds fancy. I like it. Is it Italian?
It is Italian.
Nice. Okay. Very cool. All right. Well, let me shout out a couple people in the chat already. We got author Tim McKay. What's up, my friend? And also one of two channel members that I have. Appreciate you, Tim. And then J.A. Brighton, another awesome author. Hey. What's up, man? All right. And thank you to those that are also in the chat and haven't commented. We're happy to have you here. And if you're watching this on replay, we appreciate you as well. And make sure down in the description, you can find Kent's website and a link to his book to get it, because that's what we're going to be talking about. And you're going to want to buy it after we talk about how awesome his book is. And E.L. Montague is here, my guest from last night, here to heckle as always. What's up, E.L.? All right. So real quick, why don't you just let us, Tim, numbers are slowly growing. Yes, from 1 to 2. It's a slow growth. All right. So why don't you just let us know what about your book in your own words, and then later on we'll go into more detail about the book and your journey and all that. But just let us know about you and Monster Among Us.
Well, I am an author of dark fiction, and that doesn't primarily mean dark fantasy and horror, but in this case it does. Mm-hmm. The Monsters Among Us came to me originally about 10 years ago now, and I wrote it for 6 years and then spent a few years querying, and here we are. It's finally published. It is a dark, like I said, a dark fantasy horror novel. It's a blend of cosmic, body, psychological horror. And, well, if you've seen The Truman Show, Chris, have you?
I have.
Okay. Then you'll know what I'm about to say. The book begins very much like The Truman Show, where, like the main character from that movie, Seth finds out that his entire upbringing has been the orchestration of malevolent purposes. Only, unlike the Truman Show, it's orchestrated by demons. Ooh. And when that reality shatters and he finds himself on the other end of it, he finds himself combating grotesque gods and other monstrosities, which are a metaphor for. They're both literal external gods as well as a metaphor for what's happening within him, the internal monsters, I guess you could say. Yeah. And he has to figure out a way to piece his life back together and overcome these monsters, overcome his mental illness to be, to be the person he was meant to be.
Ooh, that sounds good, man. I love that. That's pretty cool. Like, we'll talk about it in your journey about how long you were writing it and working on it and everything. But just the book itself, like, I love that you have I love anything. I love dark stuff, but I especially love when there's dark stuff with real life themes that you can relate to. And you touched on that there. And that's what I'm excited about, the Truman Show part, run by demons like that. I'm so hyped to read it. I actually started it and read the first couple chapters before this. And I'm hooked, man. It's really good.
I'm so glad to hear that.
Yes, I can't wait to go on. But I love that you sprinkled in like real life stuff, that even though it's this crazy story with demons, there's something there that people can relate to and learn from and grow from. And I think that's what I love most about books, when they can do that. So that gets me excited. So where did that part come from? I mean, I'm sure we'll talk about it again in a minute with your journey, but what was it something from your own personal stuff or from your life or from where did that?
Yes, of course. Seth's, while this book is obviously fiction, Seth's origin story is definitely inspired from the first 30 years of my life. Like Seth, I also have bipolar disorder, so I am no stranger to anxiety, depression, all the things that so many of us experience. And well, yeah, medication never really worked for me personally, and when it does work for someone, I'm so happy about that.
Yeah.
But there are people who are medication resistant.
Yeah.
So this story was really inspired by my need to overcome what I was feeling and to arrive on the other end able to shoulder that kind of weighty journey. So yeah, that's where it was inspired from.
Very cool. We got a couple other awesome people in here now. Mark from the Book Lounge is here. What's up, Mark? And Jasper Renwick is here. What's up? Yes, that's right. Hit the like button and watch these two beardos. Not weirdos, beardos. We may be weirdos too, but definitely beardos. But look, I need to, we need a round of applause, everybody, real quick, just for Kent's beard, because I am a beard enthusiast and we need a round of applause. Look at that thing. I love the mustache. Like, oh man, you pull it off well. It goes good with the longer hair. Looks cool, man. Looks cool. I love it. All right. So I really love the cover too. So tell us about and I love on the back too. That's sweet right there. Tell us a little bit about how the cover process went. Did you do any of it yourself? Did you find illustrators or cover people, formatters? How did it go for you?
Very boring answer. My publisher did. They thankfully like to give us authors some choice. They gave me a few options. Okay. And that was the best one they had. And I think it does capture the essence of the story very well. I don't want to go into spoiler territories, but that hand is very much Seth breaking free in that moment that I alluded to before.
Okay, because I was going to ask if that's like a scene from the book or if it's more of you can infer what the story's about from it. Okay.
More so you can infer it.
Okay. And then is the back supposed to be what's the word? I'm not insinuate, but is that supposed to be like the demons on the back?
It could be many things. The monsters, plural, in the title refers to many different elements of the story and characters. It can mean the demons. Okay. There's also a voice that Seth hears throughout the journey that appears only to him inside his head.
Okay.
That is kind of like peering through him across from another dimension. So it could also be that. Okay. Very big spoiler character.
Okay, very cool. All right. So before we dive into your journey, your long journey into making this book a reality, real quick, so I don't forget to ask, what are you working on next? Is this like part of a series or a trilogy or whatever, or are you moving on to something else?
Yeah, thankfully it's the best of both worlds with The Monsters Among Us. It is completely self-contained. You can read it from start to finish and have a done story. Done. However, the universe I built through this in this whole mythos going on through The Monsters Among Us is so vast. And over the years after finishing the Monsters Among Us, I had this pesky voice in my head. It was like the characters telling me our story isn't done. We need more.
Okay. Nice.
So yes, it's standalone. However, it's also the first of a 4-book series.
Ooh,
and book 2 is going to release on May 5th next year.
Oh wow, quick!
And I'm currently writing book 3 right now.
Oh, so you got 2 all done. You're like ready to go. Oh, nice. All right. Well, then you hear that here, guys. It's a perfect time to hop on. Down in the description, Monsters Among Us.
You won't want to miss it.
No. I can tell you it's good. Your writing style's definitely clicking with me, man. I'm digging it.
Thank you. I'm glad.
All right. Me too. So before we dive into your author's journey, I have a question for you, Kent. Do you like really bad dad jokes?
I can.
Well, whether you do or not, I got some for you.
Okay.
So here we go. All right. I like to do two. I'm getting down to the end of my jokes here, though. I'm going to have to find a new list. All right, here we go. That one's too bad. I don't like that one. All right, here's the first one. This one's pretty rough. Okay. Can a frog jump higher than a house?
I don't know, can it?
Of course. A house can't jump.
Okay.
Ooh, that one was bad. That one was bad.
Yeah,
okay, hold on.
You did say they were going to be bad.
All right. There's got to be a really good one down here at the very bottom. Man, these are rough. Oh, this. Okay. This one will work. All right. So where I am, it's really hot right now. Is it really hot where you are?
It's thankfully cooling off. It's about 70. They want it to be colder though.
Well, if you're ever in your house and it's cold, sometimes my kids crank the air up or something. But if it ever is really cold in your house and you feel like you need to warm up, just stand in the corner because it's always 90 degrees. I made that into a long form one. That was good. I got myself on the back for that one. All right. Anyway, let's talk about something way better. Let's talk about your journey into publishing The Monsters Among Us. So, two parts of this. I want you to take us back to when you were young and just walk us through what got you into books and reading and horror, fantasy, all that stuff, and then talk about when you started writing and then when you decided I'm really going to go for it and try to write a book.
Well, surprisingly, I didn't read much when I was a small child. That came later when I was a teenager. I did, however, read a lot of comics and I played a lot of video games.
Yeah, me too.
And the reason that's relevant is because, like I insinuated before, I went through my own adjacent journey to Seth's, and video games were like books are in a form of escapism. They help you survive.
Yeah.
And so when it came time, when I started venturing into actual books in my teenage years and later, I wanted to write a book that could speak to other people like me, help them also survive whatever that it is they're dealing with, just like I found escapism with my books, with my various forms of media.
Right. Yeah. Very cool. Okay, I like that. So what were some of the authors and books when you first started reading? What were some of the first books that you read that really that stuck with you?
Sylvia Plath's The Bell Jar, for starters.
Ooh, okay.
Should be no surprise. I love a book with mental health at its forefront. I also love a lot of my favorite books are little known, unfortunately. I don't have enough people to talk about them too. But Parasite Eve by Hideaki Senna.
Okay.
If for those in the know, it also spawned a video game series by the same name.
I was going to say, wasn't that a game?
It was, but it was a book first, and the book is brilliant. It's the best horror novel I've ever read.
Okay.
And going to a different genre again, I love Out by Natsuro Kirino, the best thriller I've ever read. Everybody should read that book as soon as they can.
Man. All right. I wrote all three of those down. I love hearing about new books. Very cool. They all have some names that are hard to say, though.
Yes.
You nailed them, though. Well, I mean, I guess you nailed. I don't know. You could have said
I've known them for years. I've been recommending them for years. I've had.
It's like you had it on the ball. Okay. What were some of your games that you played? Were you console or PC?
I went back and forth throughout the years, mostly console.
Nice.
Love the Legend of Zelda. I love other like more niche Japanese RPGs like Xenoblade. The God of War series, loved it.
Heck yeah.
You could probably see the gruesome inspirations from that in The Monsters Among Us. Actually.
Yeah. Oh, Lucas Clay is here, and this is an award-winning comment right here. He'd sell his kidney for a staff. Oh, Lucas.
I appreciate the sentiment, but I don't think that's worth it.
Oh, that's good stuff. All right, so your journey, you talked about how you came up with the idea 10 years ago from like now, or
yeah, it was about 2015.
Okay, wow. So then how long did you actually like work on the book before you started trying to query it and stuff?
About 6 years, and that 6 years was writing it, it was editing it, it was scrapping it completely and starting fresh. I did do that once. Writing it again, editing it again, and I did about 2 years worth of philosophical research to prepare as well.
Wow. Okay. Yeah. You really put in the work, the legwork for this book.
Yeah, I really cared about the concept. So
yeah, that's good, man. I mean, it's got to feel so good to see it out there, and
feels
be like, I did it, you know?
Yeah, it's and I've had a couple book signings. I was just most recently at the Brooklyn Book Festival this past weekend, and to see people be interested in the concept and to sign it for them, it feels awesome.
Heck yeah, dude, that's so awesome. I'm so pumped for you, man. You deserve it. So tell us about the query process. Like, how did that go? And did you ever think of just stopping and just going completely indie on your own? And then what got you to keep pushing through until you found somebody that would pick it up?
Wow. Yeah. As any author will agree with, it's a horrible process for writing a book. It's like for starters, the book was originally my senior project in college, and I had professors praise it, and one of those professors at least was an award-winning author. I knew the book was good, not to sound cocky. I knew I'd been told it was good, so I was going forward knowing it was good. And yet agents just were not picking it up. I had about 300 rejections over 2 years. Because as you've gone to see so far in the first few chapters, the book is trying to break some boundaries, do something different. And
I dig, but a publisher, I'm sure they're like, oh, this is too out there, too edgy or whatever.
Yeah, it's hard to sell if there's no point of reference for how to sell it. I get that.
Right.
But yeah, over 300 rejections over 2 years. I did want to give up. January of 2024, I believe, I talked to my then girlfriend, now fiance, about shelving the book because it was getting hard to believe that it could still happen. And thankfully, and I love her for this and for so many other reasons, she convinced me not to give up. She told me someone will pick it up eventually. I just got to keep trying. And what do you know? 2 weeks later, on Valentine's Day, no less.
No way.
I'm serious. It's on the contract. I'm not lying.
That's crazy.
On Valentine's Day, 2 weeks after I almost gave up, I signed the contract for it.
That's wild, man.
So it's a story of every author starting out should be tenacious, have perseverance, don't give up. It will happen eventually.
Yeah, you just got to keep at it. Yeah, I love that, man. And you got to keep her now because she had your back when you needed it most. That's awesome. Now
I definitely do.
Now you're on this goofy guy's show with your book behind him that he's reading, talking to people about your book, like doing book signings. It's awesome, man. That's the dream right there. Lucas is coming in with some other great comments here. He says, should have showed him the beard. That thing breaks boundaries.
Should have.
You should have said, are you sure you don't want my book? Just picture
if only we could talk to agents in person.
I know, right? You could have just twirled your mustache, got him to subdue, but it all worked out the way it's supposed to. So how did it go? So was it just like all the other process? You just sent something into your current publisher and then they just accepted it? Like, was there anything different with it, or did you do it just like everything else, and this time it just went good?
Just like everything else. And at that point, like I said, I was feeling pretty despondent. I was sending it out and expecting nothing. And then one day I got it. And still feels unbelievable.
Yeah. How did it feel when they sent you like your first like author copy of the book and you were holding it in your hands? Like, how did that feel?
I actually recorded a video of that. You could
Did you?
people can find it somewhere in my social media. I was just so overwhelmed with joy and excitement that at that point, only a few months and people would be able to read it for themselves.
Yeah.
And it felt so good.
Well, I mean, you had one heck of a long journey, all the hard work, all the, pushing through the rejection letters. And I think that's awesome, dude. So yes, everyone go find that. I'm sure it'll brighten all our days seeing that. That's cool.
It might be pinned at the top of my Instagram. It might.
Okay. All right. Good to know. Good to know. All right. So let's switch gears a little bit and talk about your writing process. But before we do that, every day on my social media, on my YouTube, I ask a question of the day, and I like to ask the guest that I have on the question to see how you would answer it. So my question today, I asked, what's your favorite point of view to read in? And for you, because you're also a writer, I want to know what your favorite POV to write in versus read in. So first, third are the obvious choices, or second, because there are some books that write in second person.
Mm-hmm.
Or do you like them all depending on the book, if it fits right with the book?
Yeah, I mean, if that's an answer I can go with, that's my answer.
Yeah.
And that's also my answer with writing. It really depends on the concept of the book, what the story is going to be. For instance, The Monsters Among Us made sense because of how the perspective ties to Seth and then like gradually pulls away from him.
Okay.
For the scenes following him to be first person.
Yeah.
But I wanted to flesh things out further, and whenever I follow a different character, it's third person. So it's a mix of two.
I love that. That's cool.
Yeah. But my second book after that, I decided to go the opposite direction. It was a character I wanted to be further away from, so I did third person.
Okay.
It really depends on the idea.
Yeah.
I feel whatever is best suited for the story.
Very cool. Trinity Cunningham just popped in, another awesome author. What's up, Trinity? Now, as a reader, is there a certain POV that you feel like you connect more with when you read, or like you feel like more engrossed in the story, or does it totally have to do with the writing of the story and the POV doesn't really matter?
I think it really does matter on what the purpose of the story is.
Yeah.
There's first person narratives I've loved, like I'm forgetting the name, but a Richard Matheson book.
Like I Am
Legend? Third person, huh? No, it wasn't I Am Legend. It was actually a Richard Matheson. Let me look it up. But I typically like third person the most. I feel it does a good job at showing more about who the characters are without because first person can be a little bit unreliable, which is fine if that's the purpose.
Right. Of the story. Yeah. It works really good sometimes.
The Richard Matheson book was What Dreams May Come. Excellent.
Oh, yeah. Okay. I haven't read that one, but okay. What Dreams May Come. Got it. All right. So I have a few questions I like to ask about writing process, because I always just find it interesting. For these few questions, everybody does things a little different or way different. So first one, you've got a spectrum with authors. There's all the way on one side, you have a pantser who just sits down, writes, doesn't plot, outline anything. Then you have a plotter who outlines meticulously everything, does not stray from that outline, no matter what. Where do you fall with that? Are you like right in the middle? Do you cheat one way or the other? Are you all the way one side or the other? How do you fall with that?
I might jot down some ideas, vague, wispy ideas for any given scene I'm currently in, but I'm a pantser all the way. I like to be surprised about where the story's taking me. That's part of the fun for me.
I agree.
Yeah. So I would say pantser.
Pantser, nice. So then, did your process with that stay pretty much the same between book 1 and book 2? Since you have book 2 done and you're working on book 3, has it stayed all like on the pantser side, or have you started to like outline or prep a little more, or has it stayed the same?
No outlines for any of the books. I just like The Monsters Among Us, I knew I may have had an idea for how I wanted the books to end,
Yeah.
and all I had to do is fill in the gaps until then.
Yeah.
But I kept all that in my head and just sat down and scene by scene wrote it.
That's awesome.
And
so, like in order of the story, or do you hop around?
In the order. Again, I want to feel like I'm walking right side by side with the characters.
I like it. Now, did you, as a pantser, sometimes the characters speak to you and things change because of that? Did anything change with the story or the characters as you went along because of being a pantser? Like from what you thought it would initially go?
Yeah, I mean, for book 2, it's not out until May, but I remember getting halfway through and I realized, there's a certain theme that's popping up that I didn't intend. It's just, but it's happening. And like I said, I like being surprised by the narrative. And once I realized it was happening, I went further into that and developed it. And so, yeah, it keeps me, the writing process keeps me on the edge of the seat, just like I hope it does when people read the book.
Yeah, that's cool, man. I feel like that is just a fun way to do it. Because like you said, it's almost like you're experiencing the story for the first time too. And it gets you excited to keep going to see what's going to happen. So Absolutely. That's awesome. All right. So when you are writing, like, let's say right now you're writing book 3 and you have you have a publisher, so you probably have a time that you have to get it done by.
Yes.
Are you somebody that sets goals like daily, weekly, monthly, or do you have like, okay, they want this much done by this time. I just have to get it done by then. I'm going to write every day, whenever I can. Or are you like more meticulous about your goal setting and planning?
I like to, things are a little odd with my schedule at the moment because I used to just be writing full time, but now with a wedding on the horizon, I have to. I had to get a part-time job somewhere to help pay for that. Help save for that. So now my schedule's a little bit more sporadic, but typically I aim for 1,500 words a day. That's a good day to me.
Yeah, that's
good. More than fantastic.
Right.
But I like to aim for that, but more or less take my time. Don't rush.
I like that. Okay. Now, are you like a creature of habit? Do you have like a certain place you like to write? Do you write at a certain time during the day? Yes. What about that? Okay. So what are your things?
First thing in the morning, I wake up, I feed the dog, bring him out, and I make a cup of coffee, and I sit down and I generate ideas. I usually sit there for a bit just thinking about the scene I'm about to write, and then I go at it. And I do about half of my writing load before lunch. Then I'll take the dog out again, and then I'll finish up what I was working on afterwards.
Nice.
Usually done around 4:00.
Oh wow! So you put a day in when you can. You're not doing your other job. Okay.
I like to remain immersed in the writing process, as I'm sure you've started to get a taste for in the Monsters Among Us. My writing is very cinematic, very viscerally immersive, and that is part of why. That is partly a result of this being my habit, my writing habit.
That's good. It sounds like it's a good habit. Now, side note, what kind of dog do you have?
He's a British Labrador, and his name is Poe, like Edgar Allan.
That's awesome.
He is crazy, but super handsome, and just the best dog. I love him to death.
How old is he?
He is just over 2 years.
Oh, wow.
So still very much a puppy.
Still pretty young, yeah. He's still a young pup. That's awesome. So do you write in the same place? Do you have like an office you like to write in, or okay?
I write where I'm sitting right now in our home library.
Okay.
My fiance's desk is right over there. She's usually right next to me when I'm working. Surprisingly, we get work done.
That's impressive.
Surrounded by books. The best place to write it, and I feel.
Heck yeah. Oh yeah. That's awesome. All right, very cool. Now, you talked about how you did a lot of like research and prep for your book. I am always interested to know how people do research, because nowadays there's so much with the internet and Google at your fingertips, but there's still a lot of experts out there, people in your real life, people you come across. There's still a lot of books that some people like to get. So did you do all your research just online, or are there some like people or books or things in real life that you use too?
Thankfully, I didn't need people so much for this, for the research for the Monsters Among Us. The book deals with a lot of heavy philosophical concepts, of which I boil down into a very quick easy to read vibes. But my research, what it looked like was I was reading 3 big philosophical texts by a guy I know is a little bit problematic, but I don't agree with his problematic aspects. Friedrich Nietzsche. I read the Will to Power, Beyond Good and Evil, and Thus Spoke Zarathustra in preparation for The Monsters Among Us. And that, again, those are very thick, very dense philosophical works. I spent about 2 years reading those. Just very, very slowly, very, wanted to sit with it, let it marinate something to marinate my thoughts in.
Okay, very cool. I like that. When you are writing, do you like it to be completely quiet? Do you like there to be music? And if you do listen to music, does it have to be instrumental with no lyrics?
Instrumental with no lyrics. I get very distracted very quickly if anybody's talking.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So,
Okay, what kind of music? Like just music you like, or do you try to set the scene for whatever you're actually writing?
If I can, but typically I'll find something orchestral online. So just some like string instruments, nothing specific. Just I appreciate an orchestra.
Okay. I like that.
Yeah, I'll listen to that usually.
Okay, very cool. I dig it. All right, awesome. All right, so, what was my other question about process? Maybe I asked them all. Oh, I know what I wanted to ask you. I remember now. Okay, so we talked earlier about, you've talked about how you've done different point of views and stuff. When you were writing those, did you find one easier to do than the other? Or did they both did it feel the same? Like it didn't feel any different? Because some people have said like, I know the story needed first person or needed third person, but I really enjoy writing or am more comfortable writing this point of view. And since you went back and forth, did you ever have any trouble with that? Or did you just get a routine down and you got used to it?
I don't necessarily find any perspective to be harder than the other. Mm-hmm. But in the very specific sense of, case of The Monsters Among Us, the Seth dealing with something that I feel very, it's very close to home, made him a very difficult character to write sometimes, just on an emotional level.
Oh yeah.
And there's some of the other characters from that I was doing third person that, they didn't have easy lives either.
Yeah.
I enjoyed writing them more for that reason.
Okay. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay. Good answer. All right. So we're going to switch gears again here in a little bit and talk about just some questions I have for you to get to know you outside of your writing. But first, we're going to play a little game. We're going to do a little 1-minute mystery.
Okay.
You strike me as a very Sherlock Holmes-esque detective type guy. I feel like you're going to be able to solve this.
Okay.
Maybe not. We'll see. All right. So, chat, you guys hop in. If you think you know what the answer is, shout it out in the chat. Here we go. Oops, that's not it. Hold on. I got to pull it back up. Jeez, man. I'm off my rocker today. Here we go. Okay. Oh yeah, this is the one I wanted to do. Okay, this one's interesting. We'll see if you can figure it out. Some of these are weird. All right. So a murderer is condemned to death. He has to choose between 3 rooms. The first is full of raging fires. The second is full of assassins with loaded guns. And the third is full of lions who haven't eaten in 3 years. Being an astute observer, he picks one door and lives. So which one do you think he picks and why do you think he lives? This one, this is kind of hard. If you don't get it, it's okay. It's kind of, I don't like these. This is my last one out of this grouping of 1-minute mysteries.
I'm going to go with the doorway through the room of fire.
Okay.
Just simply because I feel a very... Oh, wait, no. Lions. Lions. I'm going back because not eating for 3 years. They're dead.
Oh, you got it. You got it. Nice job. Nicely done. Yeah, I mean, that one was decent, but I guess it did have you going the wrong way for a second. But yeah, when I first read that one, I'm like, I thought about it. I'm like, all right. I was like going through each room, and then I'm like, the lions are hungry. They're gonna. And then I looked at the answer, and I'm like, oh, that's right. 3 years. It'd be a long time to go without you. Nicely done. Nicely done. Yep. Everyone, a lot of people said lions, and Jay said, well done, sir. There you go.
Thank you.
All right. So I got a few questions for you. So first one is, what is your favorite color?
Either dark green or dark purple.
Ooh, I like that. Is there a certain reason, or you just always kind of dug those colors?
Just kind of always love them.
Nice. Okay. What's your favorite food? If you and your fiance are going out and you're picking where you're going, what kind of food do you want to get?
Sushi. We get it like at least once a week.
Oh, I love sushi. Is there's a place close by you that you can go?
Yes, and we adore them. They know us by name.
You walk in and they know just what you want to get. So what's your favorite kind of sushi? Like what do you usually get?
Salmon or tuna, anything spicy.
Oh, heck yeah. Oh, so good. I feel like too, once you go to a good sushi place, it's so like, I used to get sushi from like the grocery store when I was younger. And then once I went to an actual sushi bar or restaurant, it's like, oh gosh, that stuff's so gross compared to
I know. Yeah, there's no going back.
You can't go back. All right. Next question. We know that you are a great writer, but what is a hobby or talent that you have that we don't know about?
Talent.
Or a hobby. I don't want to put you on the spot.
Hobby, I like to hike.
Oh,
there's a lot of mountains there.
That's a talent too.
Hiking. Yeah.
Okay. Now, do you got like some like gear, like you go hardcore, or you just?
No, I don't. Okay. I've never tried mountain climbing, but I'll go for a steep, incline.
Yeah. Me too. I do sometimes see people using like the walking sticks, the really nice ones, and I'm like, I should get some of those. But then I'm like, well, I
have one right there.
You do have one? I wondered what that was. I thought maybe that was like a barn door because I couldn't see.
I would never actually use that one because it was specially made. It has like a raven and books on the top, and it has engraved into the pole is a verse from Annabelle Lee by Edgar Allan Poe.
Oh, that's sweet.
It's a beautiful piece of art. I would never use it, but I have another one.
Okay.
Yeah.
So do you use the other one? Do they actually help? You do feel like they're helpful, or is it just more?
I mean, typically I wouldn't use them, but I got into a car accident earlier this year in February. Almost died. Really messed up my knee. So yeah, anything to help.
You need it.
Yes.
Well, I'm glad you're all right, man. That's scary. Me too. That's scary stuff. Were you by yourself, or was your fiance with you too?
I was by myself. I was at the time we were long distance, and I was on my way to go see her down south. Thankfully, we live together now, and I'd never have to deal with that again.
You don't have to do that anymore. Oh gosh. Well, I'm glad you're all right, man. Good things. All right. Next question. You talked earlier about how you were a gamer. Do you still find time to game, or is it just too much going on in your older years?
I find a little time here and there. Sometimes in the morning, when waking up with my coffee, I'll play for like 30 minutes, 45 minutes, nice. And then get to work. Unfortunately, fortunately, I don't get as absorbed into them as I used to. So I don't lose track of time and, game all day and never get any writing done. Thankfully, that's not an issue.
Yeah. Okay, that's good. What do you play on now? Do you still have like a Nintendo or PlayStation or PC?
Yeah, I have a Nintendo Switch. I have a PlayStation 5.
Nice. Yeah. Very cool. All right. Let's see. Next question. What are some of your favorite movies or shows through the years? Or like, what are some things you've watched lately?
My fiance and I just recently finished season 2 of Severance.
Oh, nice.
We are really loving the show. It's real great.
Okay.
Writing and the characters, awesome. Movies, Donnie Darko is another favorite.
Oh yeah,
Love
that's a
Donnie
good one.
Darko.
Heck yeah.
And if anyone who likes Donnie Darko will like The Monsters Among Us, they have very similar creative aesthetics going on there.
See that?
Orange is another very different and weird.
Oh, heck yeah.
Of mine. Yeah.
Those are good ones. What was the last movie you saw at a movie theater?
Oh, geez. We don't go to the theater much.
I know, I don't either. That's why I'm always interested to see what people have seen.
I think it was over almost 2 years ago now. We went to a local theater here, and we saw the new Ghibli movie.
Oh, nice.
What was it? The Boy and the Heron.
Yeah. Okay. Was it good?
It wasn't my favorite Ghibli. It was beautiful, very nice, pleasant to watch. Weird, bizarre. We still couldn't tell you what it was about. I prefer Spirited Away or Princess Mononoke.
Spirited Away. Oh yeah, those are both really good ones. Oh, that's cool. All right. You kind of talked about books already. So I feel like we know some of your favorite books. What was the last book that you read?
What was the last? Oh, it was I mentioned her earlier, the author of Out, Natsuro Kirino.
Oh yeah.
Her newest book, first book in English in over 15 years, Swallows. I just finished that, and it was excellent.
Okay, very cool. All right. And all right, so I got some rapid fire questions for you. Are you ready?
Okay.
All right. So first one, Star Wars or Star Trek?
Star Wars by default, because I'd never gotten around to watching Star Trek. But
fair.
I hear that might be the better option.
I know. I like Star Wars, but I did watch Star Trek too. I liked them both, but Star Wars has the slight advantage.
I'll take your word for it then.
All right. All right. Next one. You talked about gaming, so here we go. Go back in time a little bit. So first, Nintendo or Sega?
I grew up with a Nintendo.
I was gonna say, I know you're gonna say Nintendo based on what you said earlier.
Yeah, the original Nintendo. I was 5 years old, and a neighbor just was like, "You want it?" And yeah.
Oh gosh, man, that's awesome. You're like, yeah, I'll take it.
Yeah.
What was the first game you played on it? You remember?
It was Zelda 2, The Adventure of Link. Not the best Zelda, but I liked it.
To you, that was sweet.
Yeah.
All right, very cool. All right, and then a little bit further along, I think I know your answer to this one too. Xbox or PlayStation?
PlayStation for sure for me.
Same for me. All right, very cool. And then this one is a food question. So, do you like grapes, first of all?
Yes.
Okay, what's the superior grape, red or green? Which one tastes better?
I like red.
Yeah.
Personally.
Me too. Everyone always says green. I'm glad someone else finally agrees with me. Nice. All right. And then here's one that everyone always wants to know what people think. Is a pineapple a good topping on pizza?
Oh, my fiance would be losing it if she heard this, because at first I was like, no, don't keep that away from my pizza. But then she convinced me to try a Hawaiian pizza, and I'm like, oh, this doesn't taste at all like I thought it does, and I actually love it.
Yeah.
So I'm a convert.
Every time pizza comes up, people ask in the comments. All of a sudden, I'll see people start talking about pineapple and complaining back and forth. So I would like to ask that one. Oh man, that's good stuff. All right, so let's bring it back to your books. So, book one, The Monsters Among Us, is out right now. It's on basically anywhere, right? People can find it anywhere they want to. And I have your website linked, so they can find it through there. Book 2 is coming out in May, you said.
Mm-hmm.
Exciting stuff. You're working on book 3, and then it's going to be a 4-book series. So you've got stuff in the pipeline for a while. But do you kind of have like an inkling in your brain about what you want to do next? Are you going to stay in this universe? Are you going to do something totally new, different genre?
Something totally new for sure.
Ooh,
I like like after I finished The Monsters Among Us, I switched gears and did something bafflingly different for my second book, which isn't picked up yet, but hopefully soon. I like to switch it up just to keep myself engaged and interested in what I'm doing.
Nice. Okay, that's exciting. It's fun stuff. Take me back a little bit to your journey into all of this, the publishing and stuff. What's advice that you would have for somebody who's a writer just starting out, or an author who maybe has written some things and self-published but is thinking about querying, or just anybody who wants to write? What would be your advice to someone who's done it, who's got something published? What advice would you give to people?
Edit your manuscript at least 3 times, more if you can. It's time consuming. You should edit it until you want to pull your hair out. Make sure it's perfect. And as far as the query letter is concerned, it's good just to know the structure of a query letter. Introduction, a little headline with the word count, a little teaser, 2 paragraphs of plot, 3 if you need to fit it. Usually I need to use 3 because my concepts are pretty big. And then credentials, sign off, and it also helps send that query to someone to critique. We authors tend to not, at least I do. I miss some of the vital marketing details when I'm querying, and I need a second set of eyes to tell me, well, what if you included this aspect, or maybe this is not specific enough? Could you add some details? It helps, and I have a go-to editor for this.
Oh,
myself.
Nice.
Yeah,
that's what I was just going to ask. If you have like an editor you use on your own, or if there's somebody that your publisher wants you to use. So you have one that you were already working
for query
with.
letters and synopses. I have somebody who's just a freelance editor. She's also an author. That's cool. Rebecca Enzor. I'll give her a shout out.
There you go. Shout them out. I like it. Very cool. Well, I'm all out of questions, man. This was very concise and great chat, man.
So I agree. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, of course. We got a little time left. So is there anything that you want to share, shout out, let people know that I didn't mention? Like I said, I got your website in the description. I've got a link down there to get the book on Amazon, but through your website, they can probably find it all the other places too, if they have a different place they'd rather go. But is there anything else you want to share or talk about?
Just that keep an eye on my author page on my website, kentpriore.com/author. That's where I keep a list of all my upcoming signings. I would love for you to come out and pick up a copy and get it signed there. And it's always fun meeting people. Aside from that, as you probably figured out by me talking about it a few times, as somebody who grew up dealing with mental health conditions, and I like that phrasing better. I don't like the words mental illness or anything, because it implies that there's something inherently broken about us, and I do not agree with that for one moment. I think when you put in the time to look for them, there are gifts to be found underneath the darkness. And with that in mind, I want to be an author who speaks up for the neurodivergent, speaks up for that community, and if that describes you, or even if it doesn't, because I wrote this book for people who don't understand to then understand as well. Read The Monsters Among Us, because it is a powerhouse of neurodivergence, with every character dealing with something, for sure.
Oh, that's awesome, man. I applaud you. I agree with you 100%. I think that, nowadays, I think that everybody's got something, you know. 100%. I think that nobody's perfect. Everybody's got something they're struggling with, whether they want to admit it or not. And I think that when authors put that stuff into our books that we love to read, I think that can be such a powerful thing. So I think that's awesome that you did that. And I think it's awesome that you openly talk about it, because I think that can help readers, but also writers and authors who suffer from the same things, and they see you and think, look at him, he's rocking it out. I can do that too. So I think that's
good
awesome.
For acceptance and awareness, and we need more representation in literature. There's some books, but we need more.
I love it. Awesome. So you talked about how you're on Instagram. Where else can people find you? Or is that your main jam where you hang out?
I'm everywhere. I'm on
You are.
Twitter. I refuse to call it X. I'm on Threads. I'm on TikTok. I'm on Facebook. I have a YouTube channel myself. It's not like it's not, I don't get very many views, but I'll put a video out every now and then of a reading. Okay. Like I did a reading actually of the first chapter of The Monsters Among Us. Oh, nice. So go check that out.
I'll link it in the description below. Is it just your name or does it have like a...
It should be, let me look it up real quick for you.
Yeah, no problem, man.
It's at Kent Priore author.
Sweet. All right. I will put it down in the description. That's cool. Oh,
thank you.
That's one thing I didn't ask you. I do have some followers who only do audiobooks. Do you plan to do audio? Because I feel like you got a cool voice. I feel like you could just do the audio yourself. But with your publisher, I don't know how that works.
There is no audiobook yet. However, my publisher is actively working on hopefully making that happen. Nice. They have the publisher themselves is signed with a literary agency to whom they will work with to make audiobooks and potentially someday TV film rights happen. Yeah. So while there's nothing to announce right now, that is hopefully going to happen.
Very cool. Okay. And as a reader yourself, how do you consume books mostly? Just physically reading, ebooks, audio, all the above?
Physically. I like to hold the book in my hands. It's it feels off to me if I don't have a paperback.
Right.
Yeah. It to each their own, but I like to have to feel it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, do you prefer? Because this was a question that Dad did not too long ago. Hardcover, trade paperback, or mass market paperback?
Much to my fiance's dismay, because we're sharing a library now, I prefer hardcover. She hates them. But hardback or paperback, I'm good with either.
Yeah, me too.
I don't like mass market paperbacks.
They're so stiff and little. Yeah, I know. I mean, but sometimes I do like if I'm like doing some book thrifting and I find some old mass market, like with some of those old cool sci-fi, horror, or fantasy covers, because those are hard to find anywhere in anything else. But reading those it's not the most fun. That's true.
No.
I love a good floppy trade paperback, the one that you open it and it just falls like apart like butter and just sits in your hand.
It's amazing.
But for the shelves, like hardcovers are just so pretty. You can't beat a hardcover, man.
Yeah,
I agree. All right. Well, awesome, dude. Thanks again for coming on. This was a blast. And I'd love to have you on again anytime, especially when book 2 comes out, so we can shout it out. I would love it. Yeah, man. So everybody in the chat, thanks for hanging out. We appreciate it. If you're watching this on replay, we appreciate you too. I will be back tomorrow, actually morning. I will be on at 10 a.m. With another author. So look forward to that. Keep an eye on the socials for the links and everything. But for now, everybody have a fantastic evening. We'll see you in the next one. And until I do, as I always say, devour your TBRs, be brave, be beautiful to one another, and be beastly. We'll see you, everybody. Have a good night.